Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Builder Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 161 today and we are back aptly for important Thursday night football. It is the quarter final of the Europa League against Lazio, probably our first genuine chance to get past. We played a brilliant Valencia side last year and got stopped on penalties, but this Lazio side is a team that we got 2 draws against in the Champions League. That 2 or 3 years ago when we had a weaker squad. So I'm really looking forward to testing ourselves and seeing if we can sneak into the semi-final. Because what an end to the week that would be in this Builder Nation series. If you want to find out how we get on, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. We'll have our new mini-series back at the weekend, Saturday and Sunday for videos from that one. And there's links to all the playlists and the key stuff up in the eye above, including regular live streams over on Twitch. But today, I want to talk about not just the games against Lazio, a new signing. Why in April, you ask? We have made a pre-agreed deal and it's one I'm very excited about, I can't lie to you. Let's go and have a look at the transfers. Kellen Fletcher, a 20-year-old left-back, is joining us from Manchester United this summer. Now, if we go and have a look at him, he's out on loan somewhere at the minute. Where is he? Barnsley. Look at him. 3-star ability, 4.5 potential, WONDERKID, England under 21 international, can also cover centre-half. Now, he's better defensively than Bektas, so I'm thinking of those big European nights, like this one today. I'm also thinking about the fact he's UK-based, and I'm also particularly thinking about the fact that left-back is one of our weaker positions, and particularly next year, if Kai McDonald does leave after his loan, he'll pass 30, he's not quite so good then. Nenov can take over as first choice, and Gwyn Morgan can switch to the right. I know it leaves us with a little bit of a problem for 1 year. Maybe we can loan out a Morgan, someone like that. But long term, Kellen Fletcher's our solution. And I can see him being our fullback now till the end of the series. Great on the ball, great defensively. And he likes to carry it as well. I mean, look at his physical stats. He runs down the line. The only slight concern is that he's only 5'2". But I've seen worse problems before. And to be fair, in the league in particular, we very rarely get tested on that front. But I can't see us using him as that makeshift centre-half too much, given his jumping reach. But still, it's going to be a great signing for us. About 16, 17 grand a week, I think it was, we're paying him, which is a pretty good deal, I would say. Up there with the likes of Simancas and Reyes, but this is our next generation of brilliant player. And the fact we're keeping them under 20 grand a week is ridiculous. And we've got plenty of money to spend, so you guys say, why don't we spend so much on players, on transfers? When you can get WONDERKIDs on a free, why would you? And that's one that when our scouts found, we knew we had to have immediately. So a really positive start on that front. Let's go and have a look at the schedule very quickly, because there's more for us to look at too. You were with me, of course, for the SPFL Trust Trophy final as we regained our title after 4 years. We've got back-to-back wins since as well. 4-1 away at Colwyn Bay. Kean Bulkley again with a brace. Broadbent and Loza with 1 apiece. And then a 5-0 win in the Welsh Cup semi-final. Tom Jones with a brace, Kane Waters the same, and Lloyd Goulding back amongst the goals as well. So today we're in pretty good nick. We've got nobody missing this one. I don't think we've got 2 players on a yellow card, the 2 fullbacks, but not a huge amount, and not Harvey Lloyd, ridiculously. So I'm hoping that with everyone gradually coming back to fitness and our strongest squad being available, this is the time of year we'll be able to deliver. It's obviously going to be a difficult match. They're a side that we haven't ever beaten before, but we haven't lost to them either. And if we can get 2 draws the right way round, it'll still be a place in the semis. So I'm genuinely optimistic that this is the year we can do it. Should we go and find out if I'm right? Let's do it. Let's have a quick look at the Welsh Premier League on the way, just so I can show you by the competition screen that Barrytown United back within 3 points. We might still have our dream top 3 yet, but it looks like the 5 are going to be the same. Let's get through our fixture though. It's a massive game at Lazio. And this is pretty much save defining. If we can win this game and get to the semi-finals. One, incredible achievement for a Builder Nation story. 17 years in waiting. We're playing in front of 65,000 people in Italy. And we've got an event that we genuinely think we might be able to win. So let's go and have a look at the lineup, pick our team for today. We'll be back in a minute to run through it. So here's the squad we've gone for, and the main reason I've done it like this, particularly with the bench, is I've left both fullbacks on, so if by chance we're 2 or 3 goals up, I guess then I was going to say we could take the fullbacks off, but realistically we'd probably want them to get booked then, wouldn't we? Who knows? I mean, McDonald at right back, there's nothing between him and Nenov, but we'd miss Bektas until we get Fletcher in the summer. For now though, this is our 11 for today's game. Roberto Simancas in goal. He set out the cup semi-final, which was pretty full strength team aside from that. McDonald and Bektas the fullbacks, the two men that could miss the second leg with the yellow card. Jennings still covering at centre half with Whittaker, but Mubarak Whelan is just back to fitness and he will play the game at the weekend in the league. We've got Harvey Lloyd in a holding role, Reyes and Strom as the centre midfielders, and Kyo Bulkley back as the number 10 behind Goulding and Waters up front. Tom Jones on the bench, Davis, Broadbent, Loza, all in double figures for the season in terms of goals. And then Nenov, Morgan and McWilliams gives us solidity if we need to hang on. So I feel like we're in a really good position. I think we've got an excellent chance. This Lazio side is a very good one. Their star player is well beyond anything we could ever imagine. Gianluca Esposito is a world-class striker, and the fact he hasn't played for Italy yet is pretty alarming to me. However, I do want to quantify that by saying there are some positions they're a little bit weaker. If we get their first 11 up, their keeper on 100 grand a week, 35 years of age now, not as good as Roberto Simancas. I'm not sure what their sub's like. Let's have a look. Again, not as good as Simancas, so we are better in the goalkeeping area. Let's have a look at some of the other players as well. So at right back, Lazaridis, I'd argue both of our right backs are better than him. Let's go to the left-hand side. Pretty similar. The rest of the team is not that standout. And actually, at centre-half, they're very weak. What we're hoping is that Esposito doesn't score the goals. But it looks like he's out with a broken ankle. This is now a chance we have to take. There's no excuses now. Their only world-class player is out injured. Let's go to Italy, get into the first leg, and just hope we can stay in the tie. If we get a draw or victory in this first leg, I think we're pretty much there. Well, through the tunnel interview, into the game we go. I just want to see what formation they're playing. Let's have a quick look, shall we? The latest scores are up. We don't need that anymore because none of the other sides are in the Europa Conference. They're playing a back three, which might be a problem for us. But on the counter, I still trust us to get an away goal. I mean, we're going to be lost in FM22 without them. But at the moment, they still count and we've got to make it count. We've had the only shots on target, but with half an hour gone, there have been no highlights. It looks like we're dominating the game though. So we're just waiting for that perfect chance. As Bulkley's got a corner, in-swinging delivery. Oh, the keeper gets up well. I'm not sure who it was challenging. Number 15, Ludimir Strom. He was the man on the keeper, but couldn't quite get there. As Jennings heads away to Reyes, the distribution wasn't so good, and we look the better side. And to be fair, if you take out the striker, we've got a better team than Lazio. How about that for a statement? As it's back to Ludimir Strom, and Harvey Lloyd goes from distance. Strom again. Not really the opportunity we're looking to create, but Lazio have got 8 behind the ball. What are we supposed to do? Bektas released down the left. This is the first time we've got him behind. Delivers to Kane Waters. And his shot's blocked by a last-ditch challenge. We're going to face that a lot tonight. Lazio, it looks like they're playing for the 0-0. And at home, as we saw against Sevilla, that's not the worst result in the world. Half-time, no goals, but a very good performance. It just takes one away goal to make this a good performance to a great night. Let's go and see if we can get it in the second half. Hopefully a little bit more goal mouth action. We've got a throw on the right-hand side as we're just passing the hour mark. McDonald's one's cleared away. Harvey Lloyd should get there first though, and he can start again in midfield. A few of yours advice. I have been looking for a replacement for Lloyd as Goulding gets in right side of the box. Cuts it back to Ludimir Strom, who's had a good game. Into Kyo Bulkley. Just a glanced flicked header in what has been a poor performance from him individually. And he gives us the lead. He gives us the away goal. And he writes himself potentially into the history book. But as I was saying a bit earlier, I was looking at replacing Harvey Lloyd. But there's so few options available that improve our team. There was one Spaniard that we were scouting that looked like he might have the solution long term. It's very similar defensively, but a little better on the ball. But there's nothing that really stands out. So it looks like Harvey Lloyd's ours for the long haul. I'm going to take Kane Waters off because he's not had the best game here. Carlton Broadbent will come on. He's had a real burst in training and has now overtaken Loza. So Loza was the hero in Seville. Maybe it'll be Broadbent who's the hero in Italy. Let's go and get into the last 15 minutes. Lloyd's on the yellow card. I'm going to take off Ruben Reyes, who looks a little tired. And I'll bring on... Do you know what? I'm going to bring on Jones, because Bulkley's played really poorly in the number 10. So let's put Bulkley in the diamond. Let's put Jones up there. And then the last sub... Should it be Loza? I think it will. We'll change both for the front two. Loza and Broadbent up front. Let's see if we can nick a second. But at the moment, it's been a perfect away European performance. As Bulkley gets it from a throw-in from McDonald into Kresimir Loza. hero again. To think 2 years ago, his career at Bangor City was over. He was at Brentford on loan, he was not really playing there, but then about this time of the year he came to life. He scored in the playoff semi-final, he played a brilliant role in the playoff final, got Brentford promoted, came back here and has been brilliant ever since. Has scored goals galore and has been an able deputy to the front two as McDonald gets the ball in again. We're almost at a case at the moment where we could say, should Loza come in instead of Lloyd Goulding, who's not really hit form again, as Broadbent's in behind, good save. I think the flag was up, was it? No. It's a corner kick that's given. That was a gilt-edge opportunity. I really thought he looked offside. Maybe one of the fullbacks played him on, as Bulkley takes the in-swinging corner, into the front post, headed away. Only as far as Bulkley again, though. That ball's better. Broadbent heads over. It was the chance to make it 3. It was the chance to put the tie to bed. But as it stands, if we can avoid conceding here, this is the perfect performance. As Strom gets it from the Bulkley challenge. Bulkley doing much better in centre midfield, it must be said. Back to Harvey Lloyd and now Strom. Can play over the top, but instead plays a 1-2 with Broadbent. Wide to Bektas, still marauding down that left-hand side. Neither fullback's got a booking yet either. As Broadbent into the box, delivers for Loza. Blocked back towards Jones. Just cleared away by Rosato. I know we've got lucky here. They've got a world-class striker who's sitting in the treatment room. And they've got a few ageing goalkeepers that have given us a helping hand today. But that was an absolutely sublime performance. We said it in the last episode. The draw's almost opened up a little bit. Potentially, we'll have an even semi-final if we get through as well. Could this be the year we have a European final? And the coefficient needs it, so it'd be a lovely job if we could. Let's go and get through the weekend's game. We'll get a bit closer to the end of the Welsh Premier League season. And we'll be back to complete the job back at the racecourse next Thursday. I'll see you in a minute. Second leg time in the Europa League Quarter Final. And things have been going interestingly in the domestic campaign since you were last with me. So, we won our game against Kefin Druids, pretty comfortable, routine 4-0 win. 2 for Loza, an own goal and 1 for Scott McKenzie. Tate and both Bulkleys coming off the bench in that game. Very rotated aside from it. Interestingly, Dimitar Nenov in the last week has officially become a WONDERKID, so even more reason to give him a go next season. We'll have 2 WONDERKIDs playing at fullback. If we go and have a look at the schedule though, we've got a little bit of a dilemma come the end of the season because that race for third is going all the way. Barrytown United held by a 92nd minute equaliser against Colwyn Bay at the same time we were playing. They also lost their star midfielder Harry Great for 4 months. It's a big problem for us. TNS did their bit, they won 1-0 against Cardiff Met Uni. So it's very much TNS in second place now. That extra investment has helped them. But Barrytown United, if they can get third and get group stage football again next year, they'll be able to do the same. So very frustrating that we're stuck in that position, but we'll wait and see how that finishes. For us though, it's a massive game against Lazio. We're going to have a quick look at the coefficient points actually before we get into it. I know I come to this screen pretty much every episode now, but it is so important and it is the real sign of progress. We've got to stay in that top 12 this year and we are very close to doing it. We are now level with Belgium, who have no sides left in Europe. We are 0.075 points behind Denmark, who have 1 team in the quarterfinals, but they're getting battered by Inter. So it looks like we're on the verge of staying in the top 12 and maybe even going up to 11th, ironically. Austria and Turkey within our sights too. After all the panic about dropping to 13th this year, wouldn't it be hilarious if we ended up in the top 10 for the first time? In bigger news though, further up, this Build a Nation has benefited Scotland far more. Rafe going further than any of the other Scottish sides have in Europe, bar Aberdeen in the Europa Conference. And they will next season be moving up to 3rd, behind England and La Liga, ahead of Italy, France, Germany, Portugal, and ahead of the lot. Scotland will be 3rd and have 4 teams in a Champions League group stage. That's going to be pretty incredible. Let's go and get into our lineup though. We're going to have to make changes for this. So we'll go and do whatever the assistant recommended and we'll be back in a moment for kickoff. Okay, so both fullbacks on the bench again because we want to give ourselves the opportunity if there's a yellow card problem. We want them fit for the first leg of the semi-final. It looks like it's going to be against Raith Rovers. They're 2-0 up as well. And surprisingly, Dinamo beat Arsenal in the first leg. So Going to be interesting to keep an eye on the other results. For us though, 9 changes from the weekend. Just Tom Jones and Simancas keep their place. Jones comes into the number 10 role for the home leg. We do it quite often when we're comfortable. Bulkley goes back into the diamond. Ludomir Srom has to drop for the bench for that. Whelan's back on the bench. Nenov's there again. But apart from that, the 11 is the same. We're trusting Lloyd Goulding for this one. We're putting in the same fullbacks as the first leg. How could you change it after that performance? Hopefully, we'll keep it comfortable. And if we can win on the night as well, we'll take the coefficient to a new level. Fingers crossed. Well, changes for Lazio as well. They've been forced into one at left back due to suspension. They're still missing their world-class striker. So we have got to count ourselves a little bit fortunate, I think. We're going to motivate the lads. We're going to ask them to prove a point. And we'll drop to balance, which we always do in these bigger European matches. Gives us more of a threat of a counter, more space in behind when we're making those breakaways. And hopefully it'll pay off tonight as well. Lazio have gone for 4 centre midfielders, so might make it a bit harder to break down. But if we can get the wing-backs forward, hopefully it gives us a shot. And you can see already, Bektas got the best rating on the pitch. Dominance on the stats, but no highlights yet. Hopefully the goals are just around the corner. Don't care if it's 1 or 10, just want to get that win. As we're back with 9 minutes to half-time, McDonald's got it on the right-hand side. Play short to Ruben Reyes. We'd expect an Italian side to be strong defensively in Europe, and they've been just that today away from home. It's a free kick for offside as Bulkley tried to slide in Waters, but it remains goalless as Turati goes for the big kick. Only as far as Kai McDonald. Lovely ball to release Tom Jones in for the second leg. Rounds the keeper and slides it in. You absolute beauty, Tom Jones. What a player. We bring him in for the home legs and he always delivers. Tom Jones makes it 1-0 and on the night we're winning as well as on aggregate as McDonald plays short to Reyes. The last thing we want to do though is concede an away goal and it's certainly not a threat now. Lloyd Goulding gets it in. Kai McDonald with a through ball. That's 2 assists for the right back who we're talking about taking out of the team. And Lloyd Goulding back in form. Again, the 2 men who have been much maligned have delivered when it matters most. 2-0 at the break, 4-0 on aggregate. Great for the coefficient, great for Welsh football. And equally great for our confidence. We're taking Lazio to the cleaners here. We're going to get our first ever European semi-final, unless Lazio can come back with 4 goals here. And it looks like it's going to be Raith Rovers. So, should we get the other scores up? We can go and have a little look. As it's a free kick on the right for Kyo Bulkley, into the back post. Headed away by the makeshift left back for Lazio. Only as far as Tom Jones though on the left wing. Gets in behind, beats his man. Can he deliver the cross? Back to Ruben Reyes. And his shot's just wide, but it was a lovely effort. We saw away in Seville how much he can do with those. But let's see what the scores are tonight. Oh yes. Raith Rovers 3-0 up on the night, 5-0 on aggregate. As we concede an away goal to Samuel Ricky. Simple goal from a set piece. It really frustrates me when we let those in. But I can't complain too much, can I? Let's go and make changes. It's going to be Kane Waters, who is replaced by Kresimir Loza, I think. I don't see any better option than that. And then at the back, I'm going to change both fullbacks. Keep them fit for the semi-final. So Gwyn Morgan on, Dimitar Nenov on. Not too bad replacements at fullback, are they? Looks like Arsenal have recovered as well. 6-1 there, winning at home to Dinamo. Inter have got through. Copenhagen add nothing to their coefficient. That's exactly what we needed. And Raith Rovers, our opponents in the semi-final. Could we make it? Could we really do it? It could be a momentous moment. What an end to the week we're going to have, because tomorrow, for Friday's episode, we'll be playing our first European semi-final, and it'll be against Greg Pringle's Raith Rovers. Though Lazio could yet equalise on the night here, we need to be careful. Reyes wins it back right in the defensive right-back position. Postorino heads away the long clearance though. Senik over the top. Whittaker wins the header. Defending resolutely, but it's got to hang on. It's important to us that we get those points as it goes wide of the post. The coefficient and keeping Welsh football afloat is the most important thing. And I know we're going to have to make 11 changes at the weekend and name one of our weakest sides ever in the league. But it doesn't matter. As Kyo Bulkley goes long, we've got 45 seconds to hang on here. It's a long kick forward from Lazio to Esposito. Hold up for the left back and finds Ricky. He scored the goal and he's put in Esposito. Not like this. That's so annoying. We cannot concede goals and results like this. Welsh football needs us, and we've just lost half a coefficient point with a stupid 93rd minute goal. We're still through on aggregate. I should be celebrating. We've comfortably got through to our first ever European semi-final. but that's really annoyed me. We'll go and see what hit we've taken on that and look forward to when we're going to be facing Raith Rovers. Well, the good news is we're still overtaking Belgium and Denmark at the moment, and it looks like we're now level with Austria as well. So it could be a big year for us. We could get as high as 9th. However, it could have been better if we hadn't thrown away that result there. We still get through on aggregate though. We will be facing Raith Rovers. And I tell you what, it's funny, isn't it? At the start of this Build a Nation save, you might have expected after 20 odd years or 17 seasons as we are now, that we'd be able to reach a European semi-final. I bet you didn't think we'd be playing Raith Rovers, the champions of Scotland, did you? Arguably a bigger surprise than what we've done in this save. Raith Rovers will be our semi-final opponents. When is the first leg? Not for a while yet. And that's quite nice actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back for the first leg of the Europa League semi-final. We'll also then have the Welsh Cup final 3 days later with a backup team. Maybe a second chance Barry might need at that point for Europa League football. And then the second leg falls nicely on my 44th birthday in game. So we'll see how that pans out. But if you're looking forward to it and you did enjoy that result against Lazio, please do put a thumbs up on it. Let me know what you think of the new left back we're signing in the summer. Are you as excited to see him as I am? And what do you think of Welsh football? Surely Barry Town can't let us down now. We need them to get up and sneak third. If you want to be alerted to our European semi-final debut in tomorrow's episode, please turn that notification bell on and subscribe down below for daily FM21 content. We got our new mini-series at the weekend, regular live streams up on Twitch in the eye above. But a massive thank you for watching, for supporting the show as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for history with the European semi-final. And bizarrely, it's against Raith Rovers. You could not have written this 17 years ago. I'll see you there.